Welcome to our channel Ignite Careers. In this video, we are going to see the next set of questions on the PMP preparations. A project manager is in the middle of creating a request for proposal RFP. So this is mostly related to procurement planning. Okay. What part of the procurement process is she in? So this is related to procurement planning. So this RFP is basically request for proposal, which is part of the planning process sent to the seller who is going to actually submit for the bid. So this is part of planning process. Conduct procurements, no. So this is basically after finalizing or somewhere in the process of finalizing who would be the seller. Plan procurement, yes, this is the right one. Control procurement is basically done post or during the procurement process. Close procurement is final delivery. So this is not the right one. So the right answer is option B. Yes, we guessed it right. The right answer is option B. You want to group your project stakeholder based on authority and involvement. So we want to group authority, which is the following appropriate model. So here authority actually stands for the power, and the involvement is basically how far the stakeholder is getting involved in the process is basically related to the influence part. So authority is power and involvement is influence. Let's check. So the first part is power and interest grid. Power is right, but interest grid is wrong. Power is right and influence grid is right. So right one is option B. Influence impact wrong. Salience model is wrong. So the right answer is option B. Here we go. Power/influence grid. Let's move on to our next answer. Karan is working at Consult Master, a business consulting company. One of the client, Consult Master, asked the company to prepare a project management approach that fits their organization. Karan has worked on this project and found that Agile method is the good fit. So he's talking about Agile. Okay. Which of the following does not fit into the value of Agile Manifesto? So we need to talk about Agile Manifesto over here. So in Agile Manifesto, basically talks about individual and interactions over process and tools. So this is right. We need to figure out which is the odd one. And then second is working software over comprehensive documentation. So this is actually wrong. So comprehensive documentation is not part of Agile, whereas we need to focus more on the working software or working product or something like that. Customer collaboration definitely is Agile, and responding to change over plan is definitely Agile. So the wrong answer or the odd one is option B. Yes, we have guessed it right. Option B is not part of the Agile Manifesto. Let's move on to next question. In the context of desired model of communication between sender and the receiver, okay, all the following statements are correct except, okay, so we need to check. Noise should be minimum. Yes, this should be really taken care when the part of communication. So noise is basically the message which we send should be clear for the receiver to accept. Receiver must reply to the message after decoding the message. Okay. Okay. Receiver should acknowledge first and then agree to the message that is sent by the sender. So this is little tricky. The first part seems to be little okay. Receiver should acknowledge first. But receiver need not actually agree to what the sender is sending. So this is the wrong one. The receiver should send a feedback message to the sender. Okay, this is the right one. So the exception is option C. Yes, we are right. Option C is the wrong one. And for this answer, this is the right one. So let's move on to next question. John is a project manager of a complicated project. Okay, keyword is a complicated project. When he started creating the work breakdown structure, basically now he is in the process of creating WBS. He realized that it is too complex to complete a work breakdown structure in a single sheet. He couldn't able to finish. You as a colleague of John recommend using a work breakdown structure, numbering system for John to Determine the complexity of project. Not exactly, because it is very clear the project is already complex. So this is not. Help automating WBS using appropriate software. No. Provide hierarchical structure for each WBS element. Okay, this makes sense. Prevent present risk of the project. No, it's very odd one. So by defining this hierarchical structure, we'll be in a position to summarize the cost, schedule, and resource information. So creating it in a hierarchical structure is the right answer. Let's look into the answer. Yes, we are right. So hierarchical structure, if the project is complex and if you want to break the WBS, hierarchy method is actually the right one to derive on the exact cost, resource, and the schedule. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe the channel and share the video.